guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. We are so happy you found us. Today is a beautiful day, except I had a migraine. Goes with having a brain tumor, but that's okay. But it's a beautiful day and I'm feeling better now. I thought we would film a video and make a positive quote journal a day, or make a, let's see, it's a positive quote, one a day in a little journal. So when we're having those down times, those bad days, those bad, going through something, we can open up our positive quote journal and, breathe a little positivity, a little happiness, a little joy, maybe even a little calm into our lives. So let's just get started with this and make us a positive quote little journal for 2022. Can you believe it? Okay, so this is a very small journal. Like I said, it's one quote a day. It can be a quote that you, your family, some friend made up. It can be a famous quote. It can be whatever you want. But it's just, you write one positive quote a day. And then you have them when you need to go back. So we don't want anything large or overwhelming. We want something small, compact, that can sit on our desk, but out of the way, write our quote, put it away, next day write our quote, okay? So I thought this candy box from Christmas, this is my favorite candy, would be perfect. I also have this box from the little camera film challenge I'm doing. It's a great size too, but I decided to use my hot tamale box because I really like the height on it. So we'll save this one. I'm sure we'll use it in something coming up very soon. Now, to turn a candy box into a journal only takes about, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 cuts, and that's it. So let me show you what those 5 cuts are. First, you want it to open up like a book, so you're going to cut it on one of the creases on the side, either the top crease or the bottom crease, depending on how you want to close it. The way I see it in my mind, I'm going to cut it along this top crease. So all I do is stick my scissors in and cut. And you're just cutting along that crease that the box has made. And if you want to switch and come from the other side too, so you don't make a bad cut, definitely feel free to do that. Okay, so there is our journal. Now basically all we're going to do is go in and cut off these little flaps on the end here, and that's it. We're going to leave this flap because that's going to be our closure, but we do want to cut off these little tippy flats, okay? So we're just going to flatten it out and come through and cut all the flaps off. That was 3 cuts. And basically that was 4. It's that simple. Now I have a cover for a super cute quote, positive quote a day journal. Okay? So let me get this out of the way. All the little flaps. Now you can save these and make, not the little bitty ones, or you can save those too. You can save whatever you want. These make great tabs for the ends of your journals. If you're making one that you want to break into different sections, pieces like this make great tabs for the top. So I will save those. Okay. So the inside is just white, and I think I'm just going to leave it white just for simplicity's sake and the fact that I don't care. If you wanted to, you could obviously paint, draw a picture, put paper, whatever, is you. And that's what it's all about. Okay. So actually it goes this way though, because we want to open like a book. And watch that because I'm notorious for doing them upside down. Okay. Now my papers, I just pulled papers like we always do. And you know what? I'm not going to link the camera video because I'm going to link the basics to a journal right here now. And that'll talk about pulling papers. It's the same. And all I did was after I pulled them, I just cut them down so they would fit in my journal nice and neat. And I could still do like a little closure, but I may need to trim off the edge. The length is good, but I got a lot of overhang on the edge here, so I'll probably come in and just... You can use a paper cutter, you can use whatever you want, you can be very precise and measure very, in depth. I don't measure that way, that's just not me. Okay, let's see how that is, if that's better, because I want it to fit. Yeah, that's better. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. It closes up now, so we're good. Okay, let me get all the end trash out of the way. And I had the idea for this as I was just kind of suffering with a headache, migraine this morning, because, when you're down like that, or you have a chronic illness, or maybe you're going through, money stuff, New Year, whatever, sometimes you need to read just something positive. And they gave me the idea for this. Okay. So, like I said, I just picked the papers like we always do, and I trim them down. I will link the basics to a journal right here. Alright, so we're going to set this out of the way for right now. And we're going to work on our cover. So to cover the outside, I'm going to lay it flat like that. And I have some great coffee stain paper. And I'm just going to attach my coffee stain paper to the outside of my candy box. And I'm going to use my double-sided tape. You're free to use whatever you want. Your glue, if you want it. The glue that I love. Oh, and I'm so excited. I got a new bottle from Amazon. My paper and glue. This is my favorite glue of all time. I will link it down below. It's only $3.49. It lasts a long time. It's fabric and paper. And if you've never tried it, you really should. I really recommend it. But I love this double-sided tape too. And I'll link it as well because it's from Amazon. I buy a lot of stuff from Amazon just because it's super easy. I also buy from Michael's online because, again, they deliver, and once you buy more than a few things, that delivery fee is not that bad. And COVID is bad again here, and with my brain tumor and CRPS, I just don't want to venture out too much. Okay, it's got tape all over it. I'm just going to lay it down on here as neatly as I can. So I have as little waste as possible. And it's that simple. So now I'm just going to cut this out. And I don't know if you noticed when I was taping though, I didn't tape across the folds. I taped each individual section. That makes folding the creases that are already there easier. If I had put tape, it would make them stiffer and harder to fold. Okay, so there's my cover. Very pretty. And let's see which way. Okay, it goes that way. See? But see how easily it folded? Just real easy because that's the original folds. Now for the outside, I want my journal. My journal is going to actually do something different. And I'm going to open it like this. Okay, so I'm going to be writing sideways. My signature will actually go in like this. And it will close and be like this orientation. So, and I'm doing that just for something different because we make them straight up and down all the time. I just want to do something different. So this is my cover. This is what I'm going to decorate. I love this paper. You've seen this paper a lot before. and I want to put some doily, and it's kind of monochromatic because I have the coffee dyed everything on it, but that's why I have the pop of color too. So let's see, you know what, I'm not going to use that though. I need a blue. Let me see, or pink. Yeah, I'm going to use this pink as like some background paper, and then a little, I'm going to use the bag with the pink background paper, a little doily, a little fabric with a little cheesecloth on it, like that, and then I'm going to come in and put this quote on the top. So let's do this, and I might add some music paper. Okay, so first I'm going to come in, this is just on one of those old Rolodex cards, and I made a journaling card, but it's actually going to go on my cover. It says, "Every leaf speaks bliss to me, fluttering from the autumn tree." Okay, and I'm just going to cut off the end that's not decorated. Okay, so that's going to be my little cover, and then this bag, what I'm going to do is trim it up so it's part of a bag. Let's see here. And save parts like this. As you know, all you do is tape the bottom and you have another part of a bag. This is still a bag. I just cut it, made it way shorter. See, still a bag. What I'm going to do is tape that across the center like that. Put the quote kind of centered with that. I'm going to add some cheesecloth over to the side. So I'm going to glue my little bag right in the center. Then I'm going to add a little bit of this dyed cheesecloth kind of on the corner here. Okay, so there is our cover. I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. It's very pretty, very positive, uplifting. I used colors and things that would make me happy. Pink is definitely my most favorite color. I love flowers and spring, so I kind of gave it a spring motif, even though the quote is actually a fall quote, but that's okay because I love fall. I love the bling, and I just love the overall look of this. Now we're going to add in our signature. I'm going to use a rubber band because I love adding in things like a flow journal, something I can take apart and reuse. Okay, I have my rubber band. And then I'm just going to place my signature in like this. Get it exactly where I want it. Find the middle. And use my rubber band as the way to attach it. Okay. There we go. Now it's nice and attached in there. And then I'm going to do my closure real quick, which is going to just kind of like... So after looking at it, I think I'm just going to cut this flap off. After all, I don't need it. I don't like how it's looking. So I'm just going to cut it off the same way. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, much happier cutting that flap off. There's my journal. If I want it to close, I can tie something around it, like some pink yarn or something. Or I can just leave it like this, which I'm perfectly happy doing. So let's do a really fast flip through of our new positive quote. Let's do a quick flip through of our once a day positive quote journal. So you open it up, and there's the inside cover. You could always put a pocket across here if you wanted to. Remember, it's just one positive quote a day. You can write in here. You can also use white paint and white out all the words if you want. You can put, 3 or 4 quotes, depending how big your quotes are, on one page because it's just once a day. You can, again, you could put a little bit of white paint on this if you wanted to make it like a bubble to write on. Or you could just leave the pretty paper and flip it over and write. There's lots of writing space. I used a lot of just scrap papers that I had, some magazine papers to give it interest, different colored papers, cardstock, different textures. I have cardstock, I have music paper, magazines. Again, anything like this, you can just put white paint over or gesso if you have that, and then you can write on it. Same with any of the images. Just lots of writing space because it's 1 quote a day. So at the end, you'll have 365 days, 365 quotes in here. Oops. That page didn't make it, but that's okay. So at the end, you'll have 365 quotes in here, which is a lot of positivity. But that's the whole point, to have a book that when you're having a bad day, you can just go to, flip through, and read all the positive stuff. And hopefully it will lift your spirits. It will lift the heaviness. And it's great if you're starting on a new health journey this year because, part of being healthy is not only physical, but it's mental as well. In fact, I think we all need more mental exercises than we do physical. So guys, I hope you love my little 1 positive quote a day journal. It's really easy, really fun. I hope it'll help on those days you're not having the best of days. Also, if you're interested in any type of physical fitness program, check out my Becoming Female site. I do personal training over Zoom. And yeah, so have an awesome day. Be sure and hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell, and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Also, be sure and leave a comment down below. What is your favorite quote? And maybe we'll get a whole list going and we can write those in our 1 positive quote a day journal. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, in the next video, I promise, we'll be cleaning this mess. So I'll see you then.